Angelique Vestil, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 things you need to know if you are a college student. So I graduated university in May 2019 from Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and since I'm just like fresh out of college, I just wanted to talk about things you should know in college that may possibly affect your post-grad life, or just things that I think I would benefit from knowing and some of my friends from back in college would have benefited in knowing before we started college. So I just wanted to share with you guys these 3 things because I think they're really important. I think it's so common to feel lost in college and stressed out with like not knowing what you want to do with your life, and that's okay. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I think a lot of my college career, I guess, I don't know if it would be called a career, but I guess my college life, and I think a lot of my friends and roommates could agree with me, like college is a stressful time, and I think sometimes it's really easy to be hard on yourself and sacrifice going out with friends to study, and sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's okay to go out and hang out with friends, and all of it is important. So I'm just gonna jump right into the 3 things that I wish I knew when I started college. The first thing is your major doesn't define your career. I started off college as a nursing student and then a semester in switch into the business school. Said I was going to be majoring in accounting and finance, took accounting, and I was like, heck no, I do not want to do this. Transitioned into marketing and then found out that I liked information systems, and then after I declared those majors, I realized I really liked finance. And it's okay to have several interests and not know what you want to do. And I just want to say your major does not define your career or the rest of your life. Like, there's a few people I know that went to undergrad as pre-med and are now going to business school to get their master's. There's a number of people I know that are in the business world and doing completely something different than in the business world. Really, I think the most important thing to figure out what you want to do and what you like to do is actually going out there and getting jobs and testing the waters with what you like. Just because you majored in something doesn't mean you have to do that one thing. And realistically, a lot of majors like kind of segment off to many different jobs, and so no, your major does not define your career. So if you're in college and you're halfway through a major and you're like, why the heck am I majoring in this? That is not the end all be all, and you have to know that in order to figure out what you really want and what you really like is by actually working in the field. Just because you don't like your classes doesn't necessarily mean you won't like the jobs that align with that major. Just going out there, talking to professionals in the field, understanding what things exist out there is probably the most important thing. And just know it doesn't define the rest of your life. You could be 3-4 years out of college, realize you don't want to do this, and completely do a 180 shift to a different industry, and that's okay. And I think people always assume that once they college they need to know what they're going to be doing for the rest of their life, but honestly that isn't realistic. And so just know your major doesn't define the rest of your life, because it really is easy to be stressed about what your future is and what it looks like. I freaked out a lot about what my future looked like because obviously I wanted to travel and do what I'm doing now, and here I am like doing it. So yeah, that's the number 1 thing. The second thing is post-grad will definitely be a tough transition. We pretty much go through 3/4 of our life being in school, from preschool to grade school to high school to college. We spend 3/4 of our life up until this point, and it's going to be a hard transition to go from a routine, like a school routine that you've been pretty much doing almost your entire life, to working a full-time job or going to grad school. Whatever you end up doing post-grad, it will be a tough transition. One, because you have to pretty much start new wherever you go, whether you're in grad school, whether you're taking another job. But similarly, it will be really easy to compare yourself to the other people in your graduating class, and that's just normal, and that's just the humanity in you. Comparison is really easy to do, and especially after college, when you see all your classmates either like traveling or getting this job in New York City or going to grad school or something like that. everyone after college is on their own different path to do whatever it is they want to do in life. And just because you were at one point at the same position and at the same level, like class-wise, doesn't necessarily mean just because they're taking a job in New York City that you should also be taking a job in New York City. And that comparison will be there 100%, but also know that the transition will be hard and getting adjusted to knowing that sometimes your college best friends, you won't stay in touch every day. You'll go from staying in touch every single day, every single weekend, to talking to each other once a week or once every other week. Like, people have lives, and especially after college, they kind of have to start living their lives, literally. So just know the transition is going to be hard, and that's okay. But that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I don't think many people talk about post-grad college transition. So it's going to be tough, and just know most of your classmates will be going through the same thing. And yeah, just keep that in mind, because it will be tough. But if you have the right mindset around it, that like everyone's on their own journey and everyone has their own plan, and you're doing this and they're doing that, like, just focus on yourself and focus on knowing and making sure that everything you do is aimed towards figuring out what it is you want to achieve in your lifetime, what it is you are passionate about, who are the people you want to be surrounded with. Focusing on the things that genuinely make you happy is the only thing you should focus on. The more you focus on yourself and those things and figuring out your internal self and what you want on your external world, the less you'll start focusing on what's going on around you with the people around you or the people who used to be around you, and the better it is for you, honestly, for your mental health, to just figure out what it is you want. So that transition might be hard, but just know you're the only person at the end of the day that matters, and focusing in on what you want to achieve in your lifetime is probably the main thing you should be focusing on. And the third thing is genuinely the importance of saving. It is so easy in college to live paycheck to paycheck, and obviously I'm speaking from a perspective where I was working a ton, but also my senior year I had a pretty decent salary as a 21-year-old, getting paid $20 an hour. But before that, I was getting paid $10 an hour, and I would make it my goal to put half of my paycheck into my savings account. And doing that actually allowed me to live the life I'm living now, traveling Asia and genuinely going on this soul searching journey to figure out what it is I want to do in my life. But it isn't just for traveling, but it's for just knowing that in college it's really easy to spend a ton, but it's also really easy to be really frugal with your money. And the more frugal you are, the more you could invest in yourself, invest in things like stocks and bonds, and put it towards something that will better yourself. And like, if you want to purchase something like cars and apartments and all these things, go crazy. But honestly, in my opinion, the importance of saving is so important, because the value of money today is way more powerful than money 10 years down the road. So if you start saving $1 today, it'll be worth more than $1 you save in the future, just because the way the value of money appreciates. So saving is really, really important, because it not only allows you to do things, it allows you to kind of understand the value of saving. And after college, it's really easy to go from, oh, I'm getting this paycheck now, so now I could afford a more expensive apartment. But if you actually continue to decrease your expenses, but your money income increases, then you'll have a more bigger margin that you'll be able to save. And that saving could go towards investments like stocks and bonds, mutual funds, etc., etc. It could go towards travel. It could go towards a security fund in case something happens. It could go towards something you want to buy if you're at that point in your life, a new laptop, a new car, whatever it is you want. But the importance of saving, especially when you're in college, is a good habit to learn, and the sooner you do it, the better you'll understand the value of money. I started investing when I was a freshman in college, when I was 18, and doing that at such a young age has put me in a position that has allowed me to, one, travel the world for 9 months, 6 of those months being completely off my savings. And I've done really cool stuff just being so disciplined with savings. And so yeah, those are the 3 things that I think are probably the things I wish I knew in college, being that your major doesn't define the rest of your life. Post-grad transition will definitely be hard, and saving is so important, especially when you're at a young age. So focusing on those 3 things and knowing that everything will be okay. Genuinely, if you feel lost in college, just focus on yourself and focus on what makes you happy and surrounding yourself with people who bring out the best in you. And honestly, that's the best advice I could give anyone in college, because after college is a completely different lifestyle. Not completely different, obviously, you'll still be in contact with your friends if they mean something to you. And yeah, so I just wanted to share all of that with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!